1 Hour Smart Home here, and today we're going to show you how to install a Eufy Smart Lock, which we've got right here. We're also going to show you how to set it up so you can remotely control it from your phone. So we've got the lock here, and the first thing we're going to do is put the interior deadbolt hardware on. So here we've got the edge of the door. This is that deadbolt hardware that we're talking about, and it does have some writing here that says top. You'll see that. So you want to make sure the black side is down, and then you're just going to slide that in place and make sure that that lines up there right in the door, and then you're going to be good to go. So this is just a standard prepped door, and this fits in there pretty much perfectly, no issues. And then we're just going to screw that in place, and this is just a standard prep door, so nothing crazy needed. It fit right in there, and then we're going to screw the two screws that are in place here. Now we've got the bottom screw here. Okay, we've got that deadbolt in place, and now we're ready to secure both the back and the front piece of the Eufy lock. These are the two pieces that we install next. So you've got this backer plate here. It's got a rubber side on it. That rubber side is going to go on the back side of the door like so. And then what you've got is two bolts like this that are going to go right through these holes. And then how those holes connect are on the lock right here. On the front, you've got two holes right here. And then you've got the locking lever, which is right here as well. And that's going to go right into that deadbolt that we already installed. So when we're doing this, there is a QR code up here in the serial number. I recommend that you take a picture of that for setting this up later, or if you ever need that information, so do that now. And then we're just going to take our lock and we're going to thread it through, make sure that we've got the right side on there, and then we're going to move to the back side and secure this plate here so that everything will work properly. So let's see here. Okay, we've got that through, and then now we're going to go to the back side here. Here we are on the back side of the lock. We're going to route our cable that is on the front of the lock through this square or rectangle area here. And then what we're going to do is line this plate up, make sure that your gasket and everything is sitting properly on this backer plate. The gasket face is going to go towards the door. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of line it up. You'll be able to see the holes in there. And you're going to take these two longer screws, and those are going to secure into that front part of the deadbolt lock. So I like to get one started, and then I'm going to put the other one in and kind of get it started. And then I'm going to tighten these down and just check for adjustment and fit. So I just do this by hand typically, just because you don't want to strip these screws out or anything like that. So that is what I would recommend. We're going to do that now. Now that we've got the back plate to the lock mounted, all we're going to do is take the back battery piece or the motor piece of the lock. We're going to remove this. This is the battery cover. And then you've got two holes up here and one down here. We're going to take the smaller black screws that we've got like this, and those are going to be used to mount this to the plate. And then you've also got a connector right here. You're going to need to connect this into that connector. So you want to make sure you get everything kind of lined up. And when you do this on here, the easiest way to do this is kind of go like from a horizontal angle. You'll see where the red tabs line up. It is directional, right? So we've got those two red tabs. We're going to push it in place, and then that is now secured how it needs to be. And when you put this on here, you might need to kind of like push some of that back into the lock. There's also a little bit of a void in the lock for that. So we'll be able to do that here, and just kind of need to adjust that just a teeny little bit here. Now we've got that in place. We're ready to take our screws, and we're going to put them in here and here, and we're going to mount them to the backer plate. So get that one started, and we'll go from there. Okay, we've got one in. Makes it a lot easier. Now we're going to take our other screw, and then once I get all of these in, I'm going to tighten them down completely. Okay, we've got that one in the bottom, up here at the top, and let's just secure all these, give them a nice tight tug here. And now this lock is essentially installed, the Eufy lock. So let's make sure that we're getting good deadbolt action here before we move on to the next step. So let's just take a look at this and we will confirm. Okay, so here's the deadbolt. We've got our regular lock down here. We're going to open that up. Okay, that works. Now we want to test it with the door jamb, make sure that's all aligned and that is working properly. So yep, we've got good alignment both with the door and with the lock, and we are good to go. Now, if you're having any issues with the alignment, the first thing that I would do is kind of just adjust how this plate and everything is on the wall. So you'd need to loosen those screws up and in the front. But if that's not working, you may need to make some adjustments here, or you may need to make some adjustments in the door latch if you're having any issues there. But everything for us is lining up perfectly, so we're good to go to move on to the next step, which is to add the batteries in here and then start setting this up on the Eufy app. Now that we've got the lock installed, we need to do two things. Download the Eufy app, which we've done right there, and we're going to need to set up a username and password, then log into the Eufy app. So I've done that and I logged in, created my username and password. This is another Eufy device I've set up before, but it's not connected. And now we're ready to then connect the Eufy Smart Lock. So I'm going to take my batteries, I'm going to put them in here. It takes AA batteries, 4 of them. And what this is going to do is power up the lock. And then once I've got that powered up, I'm going to go to the Eufy app and I'm going to follow the instructions to get this set up. So now that I've got the lock powered up, I'm going to click the plus symbol up here at the top of the app. It says add a device. We're going to click on that. Now we make a selection of what we are setting up. So we're setting up a smart lock, and then it's got a whole bunch of different locks here, but the type of smart lock that we're installing is just this top selection. It covers a wide range of the Eufy smart locks. So it has different homes here. You may need to add a home. I've just got one called test here, and then I'm going to click next. And it says Eufy would like to access camera. And you're going to scan the QR code. So there's a QR code right here on the top. You're going to scan that in order to get this connected. So we're going to click allow, and then we're going to scan that. Once we scan the QR code, this is the next screen that pops up. We're just going to click I have finished the installation down here, and then click I have finished the installation. Now it says a long press the setup button until you hear a beep. After the setup process, this button will act as a factory reset. So the sync button is right here. We're going to click on that right now until we hear a beep. Okay, I just heard a beep. I'm going to click I heard a beep on the app, and I'm going to click next. Here it says allow Eufy to find Bluetooth devices. We're going to need to allow this right now. And it says connecting with the smart lock. Here it says select the Wi-Fi network you want the smart lock to connect to and input the password. So we're going to do that now. Then click confirm. Connecting to the Wi-Fi network. Now we need to select where this is located. We're just going to call this the back door and click next. All right, it says calibrate the lock, close the door and calibrate the lock. You should complete the calibration inside to prevent the possibility of being locked outside. Well, that is good to know. We're going to click I have closed the door. We're going to click calibrate the lock. What happens when you calibrate the lock is it checks to make sure that it can move freely by rotating the motor. Once that happens, this is the next screen that pops up and it allows you to choose a passcode. So do that now. We enter a password and click next. Great, setup complete, click done. Now it says firmware update, update available. We're going to click update now. It says please make sure the door is closed and stop using the lock during the update. Click OK. Now we'll let the update complete. It's going to take about 18 minutes. So we'll come back once the update's complete and show you how to use the Eufy lock. It took about 20 minutes and now the update is completed successfully. You can see that on the app here. We're going to click done. Now that we're in the app, let's go ahead and click on the back door, and you can lock it or unlock it using this button right here. So we're going to hold down and slide down. That's going to unlock it. And now you can see it's unlocked. And then if we want to lock it, we're going to slide down and it's locked now. And there you go. So now we can control this from our phone. You can see your lock events here. It'll show you when it's locked or when it's unlocked here on your lock event. So you can have that information. You've got a manage access here. So you can add different access for different people. Let's add access. We'll just call this guest. Okay, click done, and we're going to click next. And what's great about this is you can schedule, so it can always have access. You can have a schedule, or you can have one time. So let's say you've got maybe a contractor or something coming in just for a day. You could have it start, let's say at 6 a.m. All right, we'll click confirm, and we'll have it go till 6 p.m. Confirm, and then that person is only going to have access during that amount of time. So we're going to click next, and we're just going to make this passcode for them 2323. Click save, and then that access code is only going to work that one time that we have given it, and it's only going to work for that period of time. Now let's click on guest again. We could change the passcode here. If we wanted to, we would click here, we would change that passcode. We can also change the access, so we can have this start on a different time or a different date. We could have that so that it never expires, or we can have this another time entirely. So pretty cool that we can change that access and how it works. And then let's say we don't want to have that at all. We're just going to click delete access. So we could start over entirely, add a new guest. So pretty cool that you can do that. And then we'll show you outside shot of the Eufy lock. All right, so here's how the lock looks. Once you've got it installed, you just enter your code right here, and that's going to then allow you to access the lock. And then you can click this button right here, which is going to lock it. You can see that popped out then. And then to unlock it, you enter your code and then press that button. Or we're going to use the app right here, and that's going to unlock it. You can see that pulls that back in, and then you're ready to go. So thanks for watching this video on how to install a Eufy Smart Lock. We hope you enjoyed. This is going to work with the majority of Eufy Smart Locks. It's a very similar process. So as long as you follow this process for installation, they may have a different outer face. They may have slightly different use cases, but this is a very similar process to get the majority of Eufy Smart Locks installed. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.